He might have been challenging Ocon for the win. No one's challenging Ocon for the win now. Esteban Ocon is going to be a Grand Prix winner in Formula One. Ocon wins the Hungarian Grand Prix. Sebastian Vettel takes second for Aston Martin. Lewis Hamilton from 14th comes back to finish on the podiums. Très bien, and formidable Esteban Ocon.
Yes! Oh my God, yes! If that was not the definition of chaos, I do not know. That first corner, oh my God, welcome! In the Paddock F1, Greeny and the Cheese. That was David Croft's call on Sky Sports, courtesy of Formula1.com. We are 12 miles northeast of Budapest, the Danube River, the home to Erno Rubik's, the inventor of the Rubik's Cube, the birthplace of Harry Houdini. But we don't care about that. We care about the chaos. Chaos! Wow! Valtteri Bottas came in there like a missile. Took out everybody. Insanity. Michael, good evening.
Good evening. Yeah, it took a little bit of magic, a little bit of Harry Houdini to launch Esteban Ocon into his first ever Formula One race win. Unbelievable in inconceivable fashion. Yeah, I mean, he's probably down at District 7 right now, up at the Ruins Bar, having a great time, and, that's where he probably is, because that was a lot of magic, a lot of Harry Houdini there, having a drink on behalf of Harry. Because that was unbelievable. Really it was. Who saw that coming? 4 of the top 7 drivers starting out the gate DNF'd in the not even through the first lap, and away we went. Lewis Hamilton ended up way back in 14th, came all the way back. Finished third, which became second. We have to talk about Sebastian Vettel, but let's just, start the program off. Huge day for Esteban Ocon. We've been talking about Ocon the entire season. He, started out well, or decent, took a huge step back, ended up barely being able to get out of Q1 each week, finishing the back of the pack pretty much every single week, 16, 17, 18, and now huge comeback. I'm a big fan of Esteban Ocon, so I'm pretty pumped here. Winning his first ever Formula One race in improbable fashion. It's raining. Lap 1, and then by lap, at the restart, it's completely sunny and the track's dry again. I mean, it really was biblical out there. It really was.
Oh, absolutely, man. The seas parted for Esteban Ocon like he was Moses. Coming through that first corner, everybody just slid right out of his way, and away he goes. Absolutely out of control. Valtteri Bottas came in there way too hot, had a horrid start, locked him up, slammed into Norris, hits both Red Bulls like he's a pinball machine. Absolute chaos. Stroll comes in there, slams in, I think Leclerc slid outside on the grass, cars everywhere, absolute carnage, chaos, whatever word you want to use. And then, we get everybody comes in, Lewis stays out on the wet, everybody comes in. And then Russell and the Williams came out first out of the pits, but because he passed people under the safety car in the pits, they made him relinquish those positions, and Ocon takes the lead. And away he goes to his first victory in Formula One, his first victory overall since his GP3 days in Spain in 2015. So it's been a hot minute since Ocon was on the top step of the podium, which is great to see. Cash that check now, baby, with a big smile on your face after that big contract a number of weeks ago. And then Sebastian Vettel, unable to produce the liter of fuel after the race for the FIA and gets disqualified. I know Aston Martin will appeal that. We'll see what happens with that, but I don't know if that's going to be... I don't think that appeal is going to work. Because that's just the regulation that you have to do. And they couldn't produce the 1 liter of fuel. Out he goes. So the new top 3 will be Ocon. Lewis moves up to second. And Carlos Sainz will get his second podium of the season for the Scuderia. But just an out of control. You throw a little rain in the mix. And crazy stuff happens in Formula One. As it did last year. That's what happens. That's what, when the rain comes down, crazy stuff happens, man. And it's exciting.
Yeah, crazy stuff. I mean, crazy restart with like Lewis on the track on his own. I mean, that was wild.
That was ridiculous.
That was wild. And if you haven't seen, at least take a look at the highlights for that one, because that's like an eerie.
I don't think I had seen that before.
That's like an eerie thing. And then Ocon takes the lead early and kept the lead the entire race. What did Esteban Ocon do today to make it work the entire 70 laps, or really 66 laps that he was in front the whole race? What did he do to make it work?
Well, really, the Hungarian is a hard place to pass in general. And with the aero on these cars, it's when you're behind somebody, Vettel just couldn't get up there and make the move. He had a quicker car by far, was running quicker laps, but he just could not get close enough to Esteban. Esteban was running really, really good times, super calm on the radio. His team's talking to him, and every answer he gave was just super calm. Super surprised to see that when you're leading and about to win your first race. But he's been in a seat for a long time in Formula One. So, but he really just Seb just couldn't get up there and pass him, and it really wouldn't have mattered after the race now if Seb even did pass him. So, but that's pretty much how it happened. It's hard to pass. It's hard to pass with the aero.
Yeah, I mean, bottom line, he stayed in front. A little bit of help from, Fernando Alonso along the way. A little bit of help from his friends. But Hamilton couldn't get around him towards the end. I mean, it took a lot to get around Sainz towards the end as well. Sainz almost took him back. Almost a little touch in there at the end. But, yeah, unbelievable Lewis Hamilton as well, coming all the way back. And
that's just another great
podium
drive from Lewis.
But as it stands,
especially how hard it is to pass.
Yeah, as it stands at the moment, Sebastian Vettel is going to have a disqualification. That means that, unbelievably so, out of the top 12, of the top first 6 rows, six drivers in the first 6 rows either did not finish the race or were disqualified today. So crazy day. It's one of those days, just one of those days. And
so it makes F1 fun.
That's what makes F1 fun. The rain came in, and then it was like the rain dried up as if the Lord said, all right, let's race. And it's on. It's going into the break. Ladies and gentlemen, it is on. 6 points.
Lewis Hamilton's in the lead.
Lewis is back in the lead. 6 points separating Lewis Hamilton and Max Verstappen, although that probably changed after the Vettel disqualification. I guess we'll see tomorrow. But regardless, it is close. And every single race means so much for the first time since 2018 between Vettel and Lewis, when Lewis came the second half and just tore away with it. And then you had really before that 2016 in Rosberg and Hamilton, and that unbelievable year. But it's unreal what's going on right now, that we have this Max Lewis. As we said, Lewis can come back and win 3 races in a row or get some points back. He definitely is. Max now is slipping, and we'll see what happens, what adjustments are made over the break. And before we get into the next race, 4 weeks away, twice the fortnight, twice the fun, twice the wait.
The old summer break. I hate the summer break. Summer break sucks.
Yeah, well, summer break or no summer break, we're going to take a little break right now. We'll be back. We got some winners and some losers, and I mean, somebody's got to get slapped themselves in the face tonight. Somebody's got to, because and we have plenty of candidates, I'm sure. Plenty of candidates, as you nod aggressively, as we know. We had a lot of people that could slap themselves today. And yeah, we'll check it out next segment. Greeny and the Cheese in the Paddock F1. Back after this. What's up, everyone? Greeny from In The Paddock here. If you haven't heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. Please let me explain. It's free. Okay, free. There are creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. Anchor will distribute your podcast for you for free, so it can be heard on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and many, many more. You can make money as well. Money with your podcast. No minimum listenership, and it's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. Download the free Anchor app today or go to anchor.fm to get started. Yes, we are back. Greeny the Cheese in the Paddock F1 Hungarian Grand Prix, and what a Grand Prix it was. In the land of spas and thermal baths, and party tonight for Esteban Ocon, that is for sure, and the whole Alpine team. Unbelievable day. But Cheese, you're going to tell us about it, because it is time for winners, losers, and our weekly awards. So take it away, man.
Where do you want to go first, my friend? We want to go with the losers or the winners?
It was a crazy day. Let's go winners first.
Winners. All right, we're going to go with Williams. Not one car, both cars in the points. 8th and 9th, Latifi 8th, Russell 9th. Russell finally gets those points for Williams. The man cried in his post-race interview with the press. And you know what? He has every right to. He's had so many opportunities and such bad luck to get points. And to see George Russell finally get points in the Williams, who he has absolutely driven out of his mind at times to get the Williams to where it is, because that car's not that good. And that's a massive boost for the team. It's great to see. So Williams is a winner. And also Carlos Sainz in the Scuderia. Carlos will now get a third, pending the appeal from Aston Martin for Vettel. But if he takes the third, that's a little point gain against McLaren. But another great drive from Carlos, getting his second podium then of the season. So Carlos showing up, throwing it down. And those are my 2 winners for the week, Michael.
Yeah, I like seeing Pierre Gasly back up there again. He finished 9th in Austria. That's the last time he made points. He was, I think, 11th, I believe, at Silverstone.
I think so.
And now he's, back up in 5th once again. I know he had a string there where he was hitting some points. as well, back up at 5th. Pretty impressive day for Pierre Gasly, who was right there. He was right there in the mix all day, and there was a few minutes there where you thought he was could have taken podium as well. So unbelievable day for Pierre Gasly as well. But lots of winners. Conversely, my friend. Conversely.
Oh, you got to throw one more in there then. You got to throw Alpine. 1st and 4th. Now with the disqualification of Vettel there, Alonso now has a 4th place finish.
That's a 4th place finish
for Alpine.
That's a 1-4 for Alpine. That's a 1-4.
That's a 1-4.
Yes, I know we were celebrating
massive.
Alpine. Yeah, that's insane. That's top dog.
That's massive.
That's top dog stuff. So
cannot forget that, especially since what was it? Wasn't it the 40th birthday week for Fernando, if I'm not mistaken? Old man throwing it in there with the 4th place.
Yeah, unbelievable. I mean, what Fernando Alonso is doing this season, I definitely did not speak well of Fernando Alonso before the season. I did not think he was going to be in this position.
Fernando, it's a legend.
My apologies. I did not think he was going to be in this position at this time in the year. And unbelievable what Fernando Alonso was doing. Race after race after race. This is really a young man's sport. I mean, you look at Kimi Räikkönen, you look at all these champions, all these, future Hall of Famers. We have so many of them. And we saw just the front of the pack today with Vettel and with Verstappen, with Hamilton and Fernando Alonso. And we just saw, Hall of Famers up and down the field today racing. It's really amazing to see these guys now in competitive and not just seeing, if Max Verstappen is going to lap the whole field. We actually saw some competitive racing once again. So really, really kudos to everyone out there, both winners and, the unfortunate losers.
Oh, and that brings us to the losers segment. We're going to take number 1. Red Bull and Max Verstappen. Max gets taken out again by a Mercedes. Also, Red Bull loses Perez there. So you only got one car on the points. So Mercedes gets the bigger lead in the championship. Lose the points lead, the driver's championship lead to Lewis. Just an all-around awful day for Red Bull. And then Lando Norris. Absolute heartbreak. Breaks the streak of scoring points in every race this season. The only driver to do so. Well, there's no more of those, thanks to Valtteri Bottas. Super bad break for Lando. He had a quick car, so that would have been exciting if we could have seen some racing going on today with the top guys. But we didn't get it. We got a little other kind of excitement, which is what you like to see in Formula One. But 2 losers I got this week are Max in Red Bull and then Lando. Who do you have, Michael?
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, I'm going to have to do this once again because, Danny had every opportunity to make a little dent there and make up some places. It says he loses.
He had car damage.
He had car damage. But he could have made up
There was definitely some underbody damage there. He lost the wing a bit there. Definitely had some underbody damage, and that's going to slow you down.
It slowed him down indeed, and he lost a place there. But he did finish the race, but that's probably the closest thing I have. That's like a partial loser of the day. A little disappointing. Other than that,
but when you damage your underbody, it
happens.
It's damage, man. It's rough.
But not much. I mean, half the field was taken out. So when 6 of the top 12 vehicles are taken out, it's pretty hard to come up with a lot of losers. An unfortunate series of events, but made for an exciting ending. But in the end, somebody has to slap themselves in the face. So
I need to slap my goddamn self for that.
Cheers. Take it away, sir.
Oh, yes. This week, slap my own damn self in the face. Get out that baby powder. Valtteri Bottas, because you need to slap yourself in the face. Like, wow. What? WTF, dude. WTF. I mean, you know the track's going to be greasy, slick, with that little bit of rain that fell, and you go in there super hot like a maniac. You got to give a little caution there, especially the first lap. You got to feel that out. You got to feel that out of it because you didn't have that on the out lap. It started after you guys were already out there. So that was just lunacy. Poor move from somebody who's been in the sport for so long to go in there hot like a lunatic. And then you lock them up and start the pinball machine to start pinging off. Just absolutely awful. Get out that powder and slap your damn self in the face.
Yeah, that track was like a bowling alley, and it looked like almost like a slow motion like strike in bowling with F1 cars. And you just saw them like scatter across. And it was so weird to watch because as I was coming in the room, I had audio problems. So the volume was off. And I was watching it with the volume off when it was going on. And it was just bizarre to watch. Just all these vehicles just everywhere. It looked like they were bowling. And Valtteri Bottas went bowling with his car and ended up being a 7-10 split pretty much because what a disaster that ended up being. And lost a lot of cars, lost 5 drivers right there. And then, 5 of the top 12 guys. It's unfortunate, and it changes the dynamic of the entire race. Possibly changes the dynamic of the entire season. What Valtteri Bottas did. So, it does definitely makes it more interesting with a Ocon win, a Max Verstappen 9th place finish at the moment, could go back into 10th again, and away we go into the break. And the fall is going to be popping, man, because it really is anybody's season. And if we have more races like we had today for the rest of the season, it could really shake things up and really make F1 just eternally more interesting heading down the stretch here and into the future. Future looks bright, my friend.
I agree 100%. You need that excitement going on the whole season. It stinks when you get to the break and it's season's over. You're just running it out. So it's definitely a lot more exciting when you have a little fight there at the top. And hopefully that continues. Hopefully you get some rain again somewhere. Because the rain makes things exciting. Crazy crap happens. Crazy stuff happens.
Crazy stuff happens.
A little moisture out there. Things go nuts.
Yeah, but we are, at the moment we are, 6 points or so separating, depending on this Vettel thing, in the Drivers' Championship with Lewis Hamilton back on top. 10 points at the moment separating between Mercedes, who's back on top, and Red Bull. So just exciting stuff, man. I mean, the fact that it's not in the books early on, especially the constructors. I mean, even when we had a tight race, it was still, the constructors was looked pretty much in the books going into break pretty much every year for the last 6-7 years. So the fact that we have constructors, the fact that we have multiple teams winning this season, what a great season. Reaction to the first half so far before we go to break here.
Oh, it's been absolutely fantastic. It's been what it was kind of deemed we would probably see throughout the season, that it'd be a close fight between Mercedes and Red Bull. Red Bull closed the gap, which absolutely they have. Actually having Mercedes on the back foot there for a minute. So it's going to be a fight all the way through, which is what we wanted to see. We wanted to see it come down to last race of the year to see who's going to win it. And that's what you want. And hopefully we get it. But it's been a just absolutely fabulous first half. One of the better ones we've had in a number of years.
Yeah, I can't argue with you there. But yeah, speaking of great first halves, I'm going to contrast that with a pretty terrible first half of myself in the land of Greeny Bucks. Coming up next, we're going to see how I fared, how you fared in this wacky, wacky day. If we won anything, or hopefully, the bleeding stops with my weekly picks. Greeny and the Cheese in the Paddock. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back after this.
Yes, welcome back. In the Paddock F1, Greeny and the Cheese. Are we cashing in? Or are we checking out? And I think we're checking out. Because that first corner pretty much ended most of our bets. Right then and there. Made those things straight trash. Thank you very much, Valtteri Bottas. Appreciate it. Thank you. Slap yourself. Get the powder.
Yeah, if anybody had the trifecta of Ocon, Hamilton, Sainz, that's like the way it's going to end up. Probably did pretty well for yourself. Probably are dancing in the streets right now with wads of cash and spending on whatever you'd like, because you probably got 1,000 to 1 on those odds. But for the rest of us who bet like civil human beings and not like lunatics, because you have to be a lunatic to come up with that one. Took a little loss. I'll give you the update.
What else is new for you?
I'll give you the update because we pretty much had the same picks, but slightly different outcomes. You, my friend, you won. You lost 40 and 140, so you did with 0. So
that's how you do it.
You stayed even at 1,100. So after a wacky, crazy day, all bets are off the table. You somehow managed to break even. I, on the other hand, not so lucky, as I lost 30 and won 20, which net me -10. So not bad.
It's not a hemorrhage like usual.
Not in a normal hemorrhage, but I am down. So even with basically the same picks for the week, you still managed to inch a little bit further and opened up your gap just a little bit. Minute amount, but an amount nonetheless.
What is your total now?
I have 520 Greeny Bucks to your 1,100 Greeny Bucks. Got a lot of work to do.
It's good to be king.
Got a lot of work to do.
It's good to be king.
I think I need to start getting creative now in some of these picks, because if I was creative yesterday, I could have possibly got like 1,000 to 1, and my 10 Greeny Buck bet would have been.
But how often is that madness going to happen?
Well, we'll see next week, because I think I might have to get a little crazy. Because now, 2 weeks in a row.
It can rain at the next race. It is known to rain at Spa. It is known to rain at Spa. That can happen. You might want to be out. You might be out, want to do the rain dance for the next 3 weeks.
Oh, yeah, I might be out there. Out there with my drums. Trying to drum up some rain. Might have to fly out to Spa.
God. You're so done. You're done.
I don't know about that.
Even if you get aggressive and you miss, you hemorrhage and you're finished. But then if you go for the creep, you're not going to be able to catch up. As you're wiping your head in just absolute distraught. Absolutely distraught. I can just see it.
Still plenty of season left to go.
The strategies you could come up with, you just... Nolan, you should have came up with this strategy for the non-hemorrhage like 3 to 4 weeks ago. Like 3 to 4 weeks ago, man. But no, you just kept going for the hemorrhage. Instead, you didn't even have the shovel. You had like a front loader. Like the machine with the giant bucket just digging. Because that's what you've been doing. You had the front loader, and then you go in there with the shovel, and then you go, maybe I'll get the spoon Well, it's not going to work, man, because that front loader already did all the damage. You already destroyed everything like 3 to 4 weeks ago when you're dropping these mad hundreds everywhere. I'm going to take $900 on this madness trifecta.
I didn't
You're
do that.
completely out of control.
I didn't do that. But listen, there was a lot of money on the table. I tried to strike early and go big. I think it was an admirable position to try to go big and just end it early, and it didn't work. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. I try to end you early and go.
This
up
was
like,
the long game.
Go up
You
like
know,
3,000-4,000.
This was the long game. You're gonna knock it out in the first 3 weeks. What are you? You're a crazy person.
I could still make a comeback here. Got to hit the
It's not happening.
trifectas. Got to hit like 2 or 3 trifectas. Got to probably bet 20s on the trifecta. If I hit 2 or 3 of them down the stretch,
I don't think anybody wants to know your strategies anymore. I think you've proven your strategies are trash. I think everybody checked out on your strategies. Your strategies are the gambling man who's going down in flames and he's trying to make back cash.
no.
I think everybody's off. I think everybody's off of your madness now. Everybody's cashed in on it. Yeah, I ain't listening to this guy no more. I'll listen to Cheese.
We're
At least
going
he
up
wins
10%.
something.
You're up 10%.
Hey, that's up, baby. I'm not down half. I'm not down half. We're on the plus. We're in the green. Where you want to be is in the green.
For now, you need to win. You need to win as well to stake this claim, because you're going to be underwater too at some point if you don't start making some cash-ins.
I have no worries.
You're going to be underwater at some point.
I'm sitting high and mighty on the throne, so I'm just fine.
You're going to be underwater.
I'm just fine.
And I'm going to hit a trifecta.
Waving down there to you peasants down there in the fields.
And I'm going to
hit harvesting my cannabis.
I'm going to hit a 30. I'm going to hit a 30-1 trifecta and burn your cannabis fields to the ground, my friend.
See, this is why I know it's not going to happen. Is because our bets are so similar. Pretty much always. So even if you hit, the likelihood of me hitting as well is very good for my odds. Based on everything that's happened so far. We're pretty close. Usually. So my odds are good. If you hit, I'm probably going to hit too.
Listen, only time was going to tell. We're taking a break. And
you don't know what to say.
Head.
You're all kerfuffled. You're a full kerfuffle.
I might have to get a side job at some one of Greentopia's fast food restaurants. I could flip burgers with the best of them. And during these times, who knows? Some overnight jobs. I think I can scrounge up some extra Greeny bucks. Maybe see what I can do here, because it's getting dangerously low. But geez, I think we're gonna have a special halftime break show in a couple weeks here, for the fans
to keep it at a fortnight.
I think 2 weeks from today, or probably a Saturday night special, we're going to review and go over all those bets that we made early in the season. We're going to see where we stand on those bets, because we had a whole bunch of them.
Okay.
So we're going to see where we stand. We're going to recap the first half of the season and a whole lot more. So look out for that one during the break. And then, of course, a month away from Spa, right? 1 month away. We'll be back
just
after the break in about 4 weeks from today with another In the Paddock F1 Greeny and the Cheese. What do you got to say, man? Great first half. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for everyone from all around the world. Really,
yes,
unbelievable. Everyone, the outpouring and the hitting us up online and the emails. So we appreciate everything all around the world. Greeny and the Cheese, thank you so much.
Put out the info there, sir. Put out that contact info.
Hit us up in the paddock USA@gmail.com. You can always reach out to my man Cheese in the Paddock on Instagram. I'm Greeny in the Paddock. Please hit us up. And we'll be back with our halftime Saturday night special in 2 weeks and back on the track in 4 weeks from today. What do you guys say?
We'll catch you in 2.
Catch you in
A
2.
fortnight's time.
Peace.
Peace.